sergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan.
Hello and welcome to our webinar session. A warm welcome to all our invited online audience from the Sarawak government agencies and to all fellow colleagues of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. For those of you who are watching us live on our Facebook and YouTube, wherever you are, welcome, 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 and thank you for tuning in with us. I assure you that this session will be worthwhile. Now, today on Media and Information Literacy Week at Pustaka virtual platform, we will be covering the topic of navigation, agriculture, forestry, and environmental science-based information to aid agriculture transformation. Today's program is in conjunction with Global Media Information Literacy Week 2020. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, MIL Week has been celebrated annually globally from 24th of October to 31st October. The celebration is led by UNESCO since 2012. And this is Pustaka first celebration of MIL Week. And I am Charlene, your host for today's webinar session. With me today as the celebrant of MIL Week is Dr. Pustaka Invasive Species
Hello. Can't seems to hear you. I sort of. Oh, hi, Charlene. Thank you for the introductions. I'm not sure whether my Zoom is working all right. I hope you can hear me because the voice was cut off earlier on. All right then. Okay, thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Lina Yip. I'm from CABI, which stands for Center for Agriculture and Bioscience International. Let me share my slides. Okay. All right. Can everybody see the slides? Bear with me a second. I'm not sure whether this is sharing all right. Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Madam Lina, hi.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Some technical error.
Yeah, I can't seems to be able to project the slides.
You can't seems okay.
I'll stop sharing again.
All
Let
right.
me share one more time. Share my screen. I'll share it again. Are you now able to see anything?
I'm able to see the thumbnail view of each of the slide.
You are able to see the first slide, the introductions, navigations.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, I seem to have a different view. Let me go on to.
Click on the full screen if there's any full screen there. Yep, it's that one. But I think I may need to use this time to sort of like introduce you to our audience.
All right, okay. Let me
Yeah.
switch off my video for now. I think my bandwidth is not so good, so I would
Switch off. Yeah,
say
sure.
yeah,
All
switch off my
right.
video for now.
Okay then, all right. So everyone, my name is Charlene. Sorry for the technical error earlier. So I am today's host, and then allow me to brief today's speaker, Madam Lina Yip. Madam Lina Yip is CABI Regional Sales Manager with over 20 years of experience in information industry behind her back. She has in-depth knowledge on scientific information and current awareness requirements for practitioners and researchers in the agriculture community and had conducted various training. They have given me like list of the training that she had done, but it is like a lot of agencies that she have trained. And Madam Lina holds a bachelor degree in economics and master degree in library and information science from the University of Malaya. And then before we get into the slide with Madam Lina, since she is still figuring out how to display the slide, let me explain today's objective of the webinar session. Ladies and gentlemen, the objective of today's session is to aid you in developing search strategies, that is to locate relevant published studies in order to answer key questions relating to agriculture problems. With that, these are the things that you will be getting throughout this 1 hour session. First is understanding CABI, compendia, ebooks, and reviews in hopes that it will aid in identification of relevant database. Second is how to access KB databases remotely from home. Third is effective search strategies with KB ontology. And the fourth is how to manage your search result. All right. Madam Lina, are you okay there?
All right, so I hope you can see now the training objective on a full screen.
All right. Yep. I can
Yep.
see that. Yes.
Okay, so I think I'm okay now to continue with this training.
Yes, you can. You can.
All right. I believe some of you might have come across CABI and some might not. So just introductions. Again, just now, CABI stands for Center for Agriculture and Bioscience International. It's basically a not-for-profit organization, and most of our activities are actually in the development. Okay, and it is an old organization, over 100 years. Okay, it is a organizations owned by member country. We have a 50 member country at this point. Malaysia government is a member country of CABI, basically a stakeholder of CABI. Okay, and we work in many locations, 70 locations worldwide. And our mission is basically to use scientific expertise to solve problems in the agriculture and the environment. Okay, and quickly, our core activities, majority of our activities are in science and development. We have the publishing divisions where you see all the database used to support the scientific work and the development work. There is also the microbial services divisions where all the strain of fungi, we have about 30,000 fungi strain being kept in CABI, either on behalf of a member country or CABI collections by itself. So, these strains, for example, is, the original strains of the penicillin is kept in CABI, as well as, some of the strain that you might know, the fungi, Gardoderma. There is also quite a few strains also available in CABI. Okay, unlike a lot of publishers, so the people we work with is actually the people who are in the ground. Okay, beside universities as well as research body, we do work with farmers, extension worker, government officers that support the farmers, scientists, as well as the policymaker. Okay, so a lot of the the resource that we have that I'm going to show you later is basically a very practical kind of information that where you can use to answer many questions that you have or many problems that you might have on the ground. Okay, so hopefully this is where we could try to bridge the gap between the user, the farmers, the extension worker, and the researcher. So where you can bridge the information gap to help you solve the problem. So first, basically, let me introduce you to the Compendium. So Compendium is basically a tool to answer some questions and some problem that you might have in agriculture, in crop productions, okay, in animal productions or livestock productions, forestry, aquaculture, and horticulture. And increasingly, we also have issues with the invasive species. So the last compendium is basically open access, it's freely available to access. Okay. There is many way you can use the information from compendium. You can either use it for teaching or to solve your actual problems, to do further research, and there is a various type of informations available in there. Not just, a lot of people know about journal article, but it is much more than that, as a lot of reference informations and a lot of tools that you can use to do some analysis. So first off, is a crop protections compendium. So basically all the 5 compendium is available on the Pustaka online resource site for you to access. Okay, so quickly, what does it cover? It basically covers all the major economic crops as well as minor crops. So basically, like, all the cereal crops, paddy, wheat, as well as minor crops, for example, like fruits, tropical fruits, durian. So you can also find it in there. Okay, and they also cover what are the pests and disease that affect these crops and the weeds that affect these crops. Okay, and as well as information about natural enemy that you can use to control some of the pests and disease. So in apart from pesticides or fungicide, there is also, you could also consider natural enemy that you can use alongside chemical control to protect your crops. So I'm not gonna go into detail because we're gonna go into the live demo later on. So I'm gonna show you what is the data sheets in there, okay, and the images that you can use and some of the references that you can go through for further readings, okay. And there is also some tools, for example, the horizon scanning tools that you can also use in the crop protections compendium. So, so it is important that you know within each of the compendium, just based on the name of the compendium, so you can get a clue what kind of information that you can expect to get from there. Okay. So within crop protections compendium, it is basically a relational database. So when you look at a crop, for example, you are able to link in and out to the related pests, to the related diseases, and also within a certain pest, you can also link out to, you know, this pest is a vector for what diseases. So it's basically a very intuitive and relational database. Okay, if you are from the Department of Agriculture, I guess this is relevant for you. Okay, if you are also a researcher or students in the universities, this could be also be in, you might be interested in this resource. And also for planters and people in the agrochemical, you also find this information useful. Okay, so basically, you can find the information to help you answer, you know, what kind of pest is attacking my crops, how do I deal with it, you know, how do you manage these kind of pests, and then, you know, what kind of quarantine or economic implications of certain pests and disease. Okay, so that is a URL. Okay, if once you have logged into Pustaka, basically, you might be able to use the URL to access the database. So within the CPC also there is, last year we have launched a new tool. It's called the Pest Risk Analysis tool. So this is, I think this is quite specifically targeted at the people who are interested in biosecurity. So basically, if you are importing something from outside the country or outside Sarawak, so you want to assess whether it's a risk, whether there's a risk of importing something that might damage or spread the disease to the local environment. So these are the tools that you can use to help you do some pest risk analysis. So for those in the Department of Agriculture in the Biosecurity Division, so you probably will find this very useful. Okay. And next is the Animal and Productions Compendium. As the title suggests, it is mainly deal with livestock for food. Okay, we have cattle, ruminants, large ruminants, poultry, pig, and also the products, like say the meat, the egg, you know, and the milk that is dealt with is covered in this resource. So beside the breed, the livestock breed, it also covers the diseases that is affecting, or pathogen that is affecting this animal. Okay. Again, the format is more or less the same like the crop protections compendium. It's just a coverage. The subject area is focusing on animal for food. Okay. So here you would not be, if you're looking for a wild animal species or a lab animal, probably you won't find the much information here, because it is mainly for productions of food, okay, for human consumption. All right, briefly, the coverage mentioned earlier. And then again, it is quite similar to the crop protections compendium. You can link in and out between a breed. You can look at the diseases and also what is the husbandry, you know, the production system for particular livestock, and also the diseases. Okay. And then it's aimed for people who are who have interest in the animal productions. It can be livestock farmers, it can be government, people from veterinaries, or people who deal with the feed supplier. Okay. So these are the example of questions that you can use the compendium to help you answer. Okay, what kind of pathogens is attacking my crop, my livestock, the disorder, and what is the economic impact of a certain animal disease, for example. like foot and mouth diseases. Okay. And then this is aquaculture, quite similar to animal health and productions. Instead of covering animal in the land, so here we are covering animal in the water, okay, aquaculture. So it covers all types of, all species of, including plant, yeah, like for example, seaweed that people farm. Okay, so you have the finfish, the crustaceans, okay, and the what do you call, and the seaweed, okay, that is farm. Okay, again, it is quite similar concept. Okay, different, might be different group of people who use it. Okay, fish farmer. Okay, people in the veterinary might also look at this aquaculture for animal diseases. Okay, and again, it is also a relationship, but the species here is basically a cultured aquatic species. Yeah. So here you can also find some case studies, okay, which is quite unique to aquaculture compendium. Okay, and then these are some of the questions that you can, there should be for aquaculture compendium. And then you have the forestry. I guess forestry is one of the main industry in Sarawak. So forestry basically, it covers a lot of species, tree species for forest plantation. And so here we are talking about acacia or the trees that people use for timber, okay, and a wood product. Covers tropical, subtropical, temperate, all kind of woody plant species. Okay, and again, as you can see, it is a relationship database. Beside trees, it also covers bamboo and also rattan. Okay, and the pests and disease that affect this species. And then lastly is the horticulture. Okay, just now I've mentioned about crop protections, which is quite, which have a bit of focus on how you protect your crops. Here, the horticulture basically give you the information from the beginning, from the seed, how you take care of it until you can harvest, and the post-harvest issues, how you protect your harvest until it get to the consumer. So these are the kind of informations that you can find here. So it would cover things like, from breeding of a particular crops down to the nutrition, the soil, and also some crop protections, and down to the what do you call, post-harvest and food safety issues. Okay, so it covers major horticulture crops, including fruits, but what it doesn't cover here is ornamental. So the crops here, we're talking about food crop rather than ornamental crop. Yeah, so so like how you grow a turf grass in the field, or how you grow a orchid, so probably not covered here, is ornamental. So this is more for food crops. Okay, and then lastly is invasive species compendium. So this is open access, it's freely available. It covers all kind of species, animal, plant, what we call terrestrial on the land, and as well as aquatic species that has the which is invasive in nature. That means it can come from other places, it go to a native environment, and it start to invade. Yeah, so I guess maybe one of the example of the invasive species that you might have heard of is like fall armyworm. Okay, what do you call, African swine fever, swine flu. These are considered the invasive species. or the water hyacinth, that clog up the what do you call the waterway. So those are also considered invasive species. So you can find this information from the Invasive Species Compendium. Okay, so those are the introductions to the compendium. So, and the kind of content you can find. So I'm going to go through all the product introductions first, and then we go into live for one of the compendium. So books is quite straightforward. So you can find CABI ebooks from Pustaka. We have, I just quickly show you, there is about, I think maybe 600 titles in there. So quite similar to the subject that we have, you can find topics on agriculture, veterinary animal science, okay, here also including fishery, okay, environment, that will include forestry, okay, and then you have human health and nutrition, okay, public health, including, the kind of pandemic that we are facing now, so human health, and not forgetting, we also cover leisure and tourism. So which could be, which you might find a bit out of place. Why tourism in CABI, which is quite, how do I say, which has a little bit of relationship, because tourism can also be used for development of a particular community. And it is a form of different type of land use. Okay, so you can find a lot of tourism and recreations title in there. And then of course you have the plant sciences, okay, and yeah, so basically 6 core subject area that you can find in there. Okay, and you could also find CAB review in Pustaka. You can access to that. So CAB review is basically a kind of journal, but it's a peer review article. So you might be wondering, why is it a review article needed? So basically, if you look at this table, you can have 2 types of information. You have the serials, basically the journal, and then you have the books if you want to study something in more detail. So basically, the review article sort of give a summary or highlight some of the key topics that is the research that is done, that in journals. So just to give an overview of a particular research area. Okay, so what kind of subject you can find in there in the review article? So these are some of the example, the current key topics: food safety, GMO. We have, I think this is now become a key topic, all this kind of zoonosis diseases that originated from animals, transmitted to human. Okay, and that is a bit of introductions about review if you're interested. And then we have also this is a very specific specialized information, mostly used by I would say Department of Agriculture and maybe Forestry. Okay, is this descriptions of fungi and bacteria. Okay, mostly used by plant pathologists, bacteriologists, veterinary and medical mycologists. Okay, to help them to do some diagnostic. Okay, and the coverage is basically cover fungi, bacteria, or pathogens of animal and plants, as well as some of the beneficial species. Okay. Okay. Now, I suppose most of y'all are familiar with the Pustaka site.
Madam Lena.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. I think that it would be convenient if I can show them actually how to access the OPEC, if that's okay with you.
Yes, please. Yes.
Through to the demo, if that's
yes.
All right. Okay then. So
I'll stop sharing.
All right. Okay. Then I'm gonna share. So for those of you who are not familiar with OPEC, so I'm gonna show you how to access our OPEC. So basically, what you need to type when you search on whatever browser that you're using. Let's say I'm using Google here, and then you search for OPEC Pustaka. So you click on this first result, and it should bring you to this page. And once you are here, you click on click here, and then it will bring to our OPEC page. But make sure when you are here that you have login. The login are on the top right corner. And that's how you log in. Then once you log in, you just click on online database, let it load for a while, and then you will find CABI here. So that's how you can get to CABI. And that is all from me, Madam Lina.
All right, thank you. So I hope, let me share the screen that I have. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now once you have logged in, so basically under the online electronic database, you can find the CABI resources that I have introduced to you earlier. So first off, the CABI ebooks. Okay, you can find many titles that can, if you're interested in certain, interested to read a particular area, for example, how to plant mango, okay, in detail, okay, you can look for the books here. Maybe I can just click on it and show you. This is quite straightforward. I have a link here. Let's hope that it would work. Continue. Continue. Okay, so once you're in, you can see that you are logged in, sign in as Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Okay, so this is very straightforward. On the top, there is a topic menu bar. So depending if you are interested in animal and veterinary, you can go straight into that particular topic. Okay, if let's say you are you are just interested to browse, okay, you can just go to the main page, and usually the latest title will be displayed on the first page. Okay, these are the new title, okay, that has been added into the CAB ebooks. Okay, so let's say if I am interested in, you have a particular topic in mind. Let's say I'm interested about, now we are facing a crisis in the tourism industry. I want to see, is there any, you can filter, you can go through here to do a search, or you can do a filter through the topic here as well. Okay, I want to see, is there any books that can help me to deal with the crisis in leisure tourism. So here, let's do a search. Here you can see there's 68 results. So basically what you get here, 68, is a combination of book chapter and book. Okay, so here you can see these are book chapter from this book title called the Tourism Crisis and Disaster Management in the Asia Pacific. So on top here, you can see if you do not want to see chapter and you're only interested to look at book only, so you can refine it further. Okay, so basically you can have managing health-related crisis in cruise tourism, cruise industries, and many more. Okay, so, and maybe if you're interested to search for any information related to tourism in Malaysia, so I'm interested only in, I want to know what is the topic of the book rather than chapter. I want the whole book. Okay, and then I would like to filter in under leisure tourism. Oops. Malaysia. So I guess I need to open this up. It doesn't allow me to do that. That means there's no title that is stated, no Malaysia stated in the title. So here I open it up to chapter. You can see there is now about 15 book chapter related to tourism in Malaysia. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so do do go through this and try to see whether you can find any relevant books that you would like to read. So next off, I would show you the crop protections compendium. Okay, for the compendium, I will just show you one in detail. The rest you can the format is similar. Okay, how it's being displayed is similar, as long as you know what topic and which one to go to, so you should be all right. Let's say if I'm interested in prawn farming, so you know that you would go to aquaculture compendium to look for the informations rather than animal. Okay, for crops, so you come to crops, or you can go to horticulture compendium. Okay, the display is quite similar to ebooks. On the top here, it will display, instead of subject, here it will display the type of material. So the main content of the crop protections is basically the data sheets. Okay, these are the kind of reference material. And then you have the supporting bibliographic references, okay, for further reading, and the full text. All these three are basically for further readings, okay. And then you have a definition, terms, okay, of glossaries. And then more resources is basically a link out to verifiable site, third-party site, if you are interested to look for more images or data to support whatever informations that you have already get from crop protections compendium. Okay, let's say within the, let me show you, within the data sheets, as I mentioned earlier, the data sheet is a relationship database. So these are the kind of data sheets that I have shown you, that goes around in the circle. So you have your crops, it covers about 4,000 over crops. And then, what are the pests and the disease that affect these particular crops. And then also about the natural enemy that you can use for what we call the integrated pest management to control the pest and disease beside using a chemical control. Okay. So there is also a country, so where you can search by the area. Okay. Maybe just to give an example, I want to search by Sarawak. Okay. When you are in the data sheets, when you click at data sheet, so what you search is basically you're searching only data sheets area. Okay. So if you want to search across all, you can remove this one. Okay. And then it would give you a different results. And then the type of content the search is actually searching across data sheets as well as the bibliographic and library material and the full text. So it depends on what you want. So, but here, let's say I'm only interested to search for data sheet. I don't want to look at further readings yet. Okay. So you can get a data sheet of Sarawak. Okay. What basically covers within the country data sheet, it would be the list of pests, okay, that is listed, whether it's present or absent in a certain, in this area, okay, in Sarawak. Okay. So for example, here, okay, I am interested in this particular my quota, I think is a water mole. Okay, when you click on it, so this is where you can see the relationship database is. So this particular pest or water mole, okay, is present in Sarawak. Okay, and you can see here, it's present in a lot of places. Okay, top menu bar. Okay, and you can also see, okay, this water mole is present in Sarawak, and what kind of, how does it introduce, what kind of, what do you call, host, that means what kind of crop it can attack. Okay, so here, for example, one of the crop that it can attack is pineapple. Okay, I'm interested to see this particular crop. As you click on it, then it can link you to these crop data sheets. Here is the pineapple data sheets. And then within the data sheets, you could see under notes of pests, you know, what are the pests that can affect this pineapple. Okay, so this is the relationship that you can find in the data sheet. So within the data sheet is here. Okay, I'll go back to the top of page. You can see there is a lot of content. Okay, a lot of sections that you can read through, you know, these crops, taxonomy, distributions, biology, ecology, and etc. So if let's say you want to quickly disseminate and extract this information, okay, either for teaching or for workshop or for your own reading, you can generate a report, okay, under the top page, okay, and there is a generate report button. Okay, here you will see all the sections within the data sheets that you could, let's say, select. Okay, I'm interested in, let's say, biology, ecology, economic aspect, and then I'm interested in this, and also note on pests. Okay, and then from here you can move up and down the sections depending on what you prefer, how you want to organize it, and then you click on generate report. So here you have now a custom report based on what you need. Okay, you can either save the HTML or save it in the Word document, or, you know, bookmark the link, okay, for later use. Okay, so where you can find this is basically on the top of the page. So all data sheets has this function called the generate report function for you to quickly extract the information for dissemination. Okay, so beside that, if you let's just go back to the okay. So beside that, when you extract, let's say, let's look at this pepper. Okay, this is maybe what I want to show you is, let's say, I'm interested in pepper farming. No, let's say pineapple farming. Okay, so this time I am interested in all kind of content, not just data sheet. So you can do a search on pineapple, and then let's say I want to refine this only about in Malaysia. So I want to put Malaysia only. Okay, or if you want to be you don't want to lose out, you can also put maybe or Sarawak, for example. Okay, so if you have not used this before, okay, what I'm doing here is I'm using what we call the Boolean operator to combine my searches. Okay, I'm searching for pineapple and Malaysia or Sarawak. So that means pineapple in Malaysia or pineapple in Sarawak. So this is very useful where you can combine and or. So another one is not. If you, let's say you want to exclude not something, let's say not breeding. Okay, I'm not interested in pineapple breeding. So you can, let's say, put another what to call parentheses to refine your search. But let's say not, we don't want to complicate this search. Okay, so let's put it in pineapple in Malaysia or Sarawak. Okay, this kind of Boolean operator, you can find the help under the help. Okay, if you're interested to use this kind of operator, you can find the guide. Okay, give you example. Okay, how to you can use this operator and or as well as the phrase searching. Okay, phrase searching. Let's say I want to know and climate change. Okay, this is what you call phrase searching. If you want to combine a word in the phrase rather than searching climate and change. Okay, so again, go to help. Okay, all this is available there. Okay, if you can't remember the Boolean operator, okay, it is available here, the example. Okay, let's remove this again. Okay. Oh, there is a missing bracket. Okay, so here we are searching for information about pineapple in Malaysia or Sarawak, okay, across all type of content, okay. Excuse me. So what you get here under your result list, you can see that you have 191 data sheets, and then you have the journals. These are the references of journal article for further reading, okay, book chapters and other material. Okay, I've shown you the data sheet earlier. Okay, so usually what it does is when you do such kind of search, it will search for the crop data sheet. It will also come, the data sheet will also come with, you have crops, and it also comes with the pest of that crops, and also the related natural enemy, and also the vector that is related to that particular pest of that crops. So, but of course you can always refine it, what you want to, let's say 270 is a lot. Less if you have specific info that you want, you can further refine it using the type and also the domain, the class, okay? And then here you can also see the organisms, okay? Subject, okay? Under subject, you can again further refine it. What about pineapple that you are interested in? You can further refine it, okay? So at this point, let's say I'm interested at this particular journals about a disease, okay, of this particular pineapple, Fusarium, okay. Here, usually for the serials or the journal, if there is DOI or a URL provided for you to link out, if this is an open access journal, you'll be able to link out to the full text straight away, okay, for this case. So don't stop there. If let's say if you're interested in this particular when you read through the abstract, if you're interested in this particular abstract, this particular record, do click in, okay, and then try to find the URL or the DOI if you're interested to read the full text. So if the full text is not available, usually we also include the author email, okay, that you may, usually authors are very happy if somebody contact them for the article, okay. So if let's say you want to bookmark, okay, you're interested in these particular references, okay, you want to bookmark them. As you can see here, at this point, there is no way you can export. So what you need to do now, if let's say you want to manage this record, basically you need to sign into what we call the My CABI. This is a personalized feature, okay, for you to manage the records that you have found and you want to keep it or use it later on, okay. Anyone can sign up to My CABI. It is what we call it's personalized, only accessible to the person who has signed up, okay. To you only need to register once, and you can use the same account across all CABI products, okay, either in the CAB ebooks or in the, let's say, animal health. You can use the same credential, okay. So if you have not yet created an account, just sign up via an email and the password that you want to sign in. So if you already have an account, you can sign up. Okay, so once you have signed in, okay, you can see that there is a sign out display here, okay. So within My CABI, you can always go back to your search history, okay, to see what you have done earlier, okay. And if let's say you are interested to keep your searches, you can always save your searches, okay, from into your My CABI account, and then you can use it later. Let's say I have saved pineapple and Malaysia and the saved searches, okay. From here, you have the options to create RSS feed, okay, or you can also research. Let's say if you have two terms that you want to combine and reuse as a search, you can also do that, okay. So as you sign in, whatever you do in that session, it will be tracked under My CABI. So you can always go back and here I'm combining two searches, okay, pineapple and biological control, okay, and then it run a search again, okay. So it would track under My CABI. Once you have signed in, as you can see here, this button, you will see this button, Save to My CABI, pop up. So without signing in, you have a limited option how you want to manage the record that you are interested in. So once you've signed in, you can, let's say I'm interested in this particular data sheet, you can just save it to My CABI. Okay, and then so it will then say this is actually saved to your My CABI. And then if I am interested in this particular, let's say this particular topic, references, you can then save it into My CABI. So once you go in My CABI, okay, you can look at your save record. Where does it go? Okay, I'm not sure where does it go, but here once you have saved it, so basically you can see there is a lot more option that allows you to either export these citations, if you want the citations, into your reference management software, usually EndNotes. Okay, it works with EndNotes. Or you can email the record to yourself, to your friends, to your colleague, or you can print out the record. Okay, so yeah, let me see, recent searches, save record. Okay, so this is how you can manage the information that you have found under the what do you call, under the resource. Okay, and then sorry, so I'll show you again where you can sign up for my CABI. So it's basically you can see the orange icon at the top of the page, right hand place. Okay, so this is how you can keep the records that you want. Okay, beside that, maybe I will quickly show you we have gone through the search feature. So now I would quickly, oops. Where is, okay, I will quickly show you a tool. Okay, under the advanced datasheet search. This is useful if you are interested to do some diagnostic. Okay, for example, in this case, I am interested to know I have a problem with my pineapple after I harvest. You know, it starts to rot. So I want to know what could be the possible, what could be the potential problem that I need to look at. So here on the top, this is under the advanced datasheet search. Okay, on the top, it gives you an example. You always start with the country because it would refine it based on whether that particular disease or pest is present or not in that particular country. Here, and then you follow by your crops. Let's see, pineapple. Okay, and then you can then identify, you know, what problem is it, because let's say it is actually after harvest I have the problem. Okay, then you can put in post harvest. Okay, this is the post harvest that that's where my problem is. And then what is it about? Maybe you suspect it's actually a fungi because you cannot see any insects, so you think it's a fungi. Okay, so here when you type in between the space, actually there is an and here, the Boolean operator. So technically, every time you type in and there is a space in between, there is an and in between. So it's searching for any kind of fungi, post-harvest fungi that affecting the fruits after post-harvest in Malaysia. So you can do a search here. Okay, you have 11 potential fungi that could attack a pineapple after harvest. So you could then look at it, you know, and see, you know, whether those could be the potential area that you can work on. So for example, black rot of pineapple, and then you can see, you know, what are the symptoms. Okay, what kind of prevention and control. Okay, what kind of chemical control. Okay, for this particular problem. All right, so you see that, you know, I use a specific term, post-harvest, because it's affecting the stages of post-harvest of this particular crop. So how do I know that I need to type in this keyword? So you could then go back to help. Okay, there is a list of control vocabulary, okay, that you can use. This is mainly used for the diagnostic search, okay, as you can see here. So these are a very specific symptoms, okay, if you seed rot, I mean, and also which part of the crop and which stages of the crops that you can use. So basically, you use basically cut and paste as how it is typed there, and you can use it advanced data sheet search to do a simple diagnostic. All right. Maybe I'll stop here for a while. Charlene, how long do I have? Is it 1 hour?
Yeah, supposedly 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah, at 3:30. So just in case that if our viewer needs some assistance, do you have like ways to contact you or anything?
Yes, my email is l.yip. Maybe I just put it on the PowerPoint.
All right.
And let me show this, share my PowerPoint. Can always get in touch. Sorry, I'm not so good in sharing and stop sharing. Okay, I think because I'm looking at two screen here, let me maybe just quickly, my email address is l.yip, as in when I type in, when I sign in, okay, sign out. Can you still see the screen? Or have I stopped sharing? Share screen?
You have stopped sharing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll share back the screen. Okay, can you see the crop protections compendium now?
Yes.
Okay, so I think just now when I sign in, this is basically my email address. Okay, can l.yip at cabi.org.
All right. So it is safe to say that if they have any inquiries, they will contact you through that email?
Yes, please. Yeah, be welcome to answer any question that you might have. So hopefully you'll find the session useful. So you can try it out depending on which area that you're interested. Basically, the concept is more or less the same across all compendium.
Right. Okay. It is a very informative session, Madam Lina.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's a great pleasure to have you here, actually, to co-host. So, all right. So just to let our audience know that currently we have, I'm gonna share screen here. Okay. Currently, we are organizing this daily quiz for the literacy week. So with that, we have special prizes for them once. But then again, the date is from 24th of October to 31st of October. So they do need to go on our website, our Facebook, to join this contest. And as you can see, I have shared with you the poster of the daily literacy quiz. So I would like to encourage all our audience to go ahead and join our literacy quiz. All right. So there's this one question that I have, Madam Lina.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the question is, sometimes for online journal, only abstract are available. What about journals available through CABI? Will we be able to access the whole article?
Okay, yes and no, depending on the journals. Okay, if the journal is open access, or you see there is a hosted full text button in there, you can definitely access it. Okay, but if the journal is published by a commercial publisher, if it's, let's say, Cambridge, you might be able to link it through via the DOI to the journal subscribed by Pustaka. I can see Pustaka does subscribe to a lot of journals. So you can click on the DOI, and if Pustaka does subscribe to those journals, you can basically download those journals. So I think early on I show you once you go into the abstract record, even though you don't see any button there, look for the URL or the DOI at the right hand side and click on that link. So if Pustaka has the subscription, or if the article is open access, you can basically open the full text. Only specific some journals that is not subscribed and is a commercial journal, then maybe you can get in touch with Pustaka to see whether it is possible to get the article via interlibrary.
All right. Okay. Thank you for answering that. So we have come to the end of the session. Just to let our audience, our online audience, know that in case if you want to follow step by step the demo that have been provided by Madam Lina, you can do so on our YouTube, because this will be available on YouTube. So how cool is that? All right, so I'm gonna wrap up the session. Thank you again, Madam Lina, for that demo, for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. So yeah, I hope that you all have found the sessions useful.
All right. And to those of our online audience who are tuning in with us today, thank you. Your support towards today's session has made it a great session. All right, everyone, I'm going to sign up. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.